Female CEO waits for elevator with mute daughter, shock when single dad spoke to her in sign language. It all began on a cold Monday morning in a downtown skyscraper, where people moved like machines, eyes on phones, hearts buried under deadlines. But that day, something happened in front of the 27th floor elevator that no one in the building would ever forget. So before you scroll away, just wait till the end, because sometimes, one small act of kindness can speak louder than 1,000 words. The glass elevator doors were taking forever. Emma, the CEO of a top tech firm, stood beside her 7-year-old daughter, Lily, who clutched her small teddy bear tightly. Lily was mute. She hadn't spoken a word since birth, only communicated through sign language. Emma, despite her power and influence, carried a heaviness no success could heal, the loneliness of watching her daughter live in a silent world she could barely enter. As usual, employees walked past, offering polite smiles or murmuring, "Good morning, Ms. Sterling." But no one ever noticed Lily. People saw Emma as a powerhouse, confident, untouchable, but not as a mother desperate for connection. That morning, Emma was running late for a board meeting when the elevator finally arrived. Inside stood a man in a janitor's uniform, pushing a mop bucket. His name tag read, Daniel. His hands were rough, his shirt slightly worn, but his eyes held warmth, the kind you don't find often in cold city towers. He quickly moved to the corner, saying softly, "Morning, ma'am." Emma gave a small nod, distracted, scrolling through her phone. Then Lily tugged at her mother's sleeve. She pointed to Daniel and began moving her hands, signing something rapidly. Emma sighed, "Sweetheart, not now. Mommy's busy." But Daniel's gaze caught Lily's hands, and to Emma's surprise, he smiled and began signing back. Lily's eyes widened. Her teddy dropped to the floor as her tiny hands moved faster, excitedly responding. The silent exchange between them filled the elevator with something words couldn't describe. It was like two souls finally found someone who understood their silence. Emma stared in disbelief. You know sign language?" she asked, voice trembling slightly. Daniel nodded modestly. "Yes, ma'am. My son, he was born deaf. Learned it for him." For a moment, Emma couldn't speak. Lily was laughing, soundless, but her joy filled the space. It was the first time Emma had ever seen her daughter that alive with a stranger. The elevator reached the top floor, and as the doors opened, Emma hesitated to step out. Something inside her shifted. Later that day, as Emma sat in her meeting, her mind wasn't on numbers or charts, it was on that janitor who spoke to her daughter without words. After work, she searched for him. She found Daniel mopping the lobby floor, earbuds in, humming softly. "Daniel," she called gently. He quickly stood upright. "Yes, ma'am." Emma smiled. "Would you, maybe teach me the sign language for Lily?" He looked surprised, then nodded. "Of course. It'd be my honor." And so began something neither of them expected. Every evening after work, Daniel taught Emma in the quiet cafeteria. He was patient, kind, and often told her stories about his late wife, how she used to call him her silent hero. Emma listened, learning more than just signs. She learned compassion. Lily joined them sometimes, showing her mom how to sign faster, giggling when Emma made mistakes. Slowly, the distance between mother and daughter melted away. Emma started leaving work earlier, no longer chasing deals but chasing moments that mattered. Weeks turned into months, and one evening, as they practiced, Emma noticed Daniel's hand trembling. "You okay?" she asked. He tried to smile but faltered. Later, she found out, Daniel's son was sick, his medical bills piling up. He was working extra shifts to cover treatment. Without saying anything, Emma arranged for her company's foundation to support Daniel's son's surgery anonymously. When Daniel found out, he broke down in the cafeteria, tears falling on the cold tiles. He signed, "Why would you do this for me?" Emma replied in sign, slowly but clearly, "Because you gave my daughter a voice." Months later, Lily stood on stage at her school's inclusive event. Her classmates were clapping as she signed her short poem, her first public expression. Emma and Daniel sat in the front row, both teary-eyed. The last line Lily signed said, "Love doesn't need words, it just needs someone to listen." The audience erupted in applause. Emma looked at Daniel, and he gave her a proud nod. That moment, she realized, true success wasn't about the title on her door or the zeros in her account. It was about the people who help us find what really matters.